Okay, so if you're trying to play Warden, this is going to be the only video you need. I have over 200 reps in this game. I've been playing for a very long time. I would have more than that if the game gave you more XP for duels back in the day, so I kind of got left behind. But today we're going to take a look at Warden. As you can see, it says he's a Vanguard hero and he's easy. And this is also paired with him being adaptable and straightforward. And this combination of features makes him a real well-rounded character and really great for new people. But I'm going to go ahead and be honest with you, he's not the best for Dominion. And the reason why I say that is because his feats don't normally hold up, but they may or may not make some changes to his feats in the future, so stick around for that. There might be some changes there. But as far as one-on-one fights, Warden's probably one of the best heroes for that. So first off, looking at his light attack. If you look in the bottom right corner of my screen, you're gonna see these blue numbers. When I throw a light attack, as you can see, 2 9s popped up. As you can see, I'm gonna throw 2 light attacks in the chain. So I'm gonna do 2 light attacks. This is the chain that you can do. You can't do more than 2, no matter what direction you're going from. As you can see, the animation looks a little quicker when you do it from the side. But when you do it overhead, it's a little bit slower. Warden also has his heavy attacks. These do 12 damage apiece for a total of 24 damage. And as you can see, that second heavy was unblockable. You can use this to apply pressure to your opponent. You can cancel this at the last second. As you can see, it even looks like he goes through with it, honestly. Once you do this, you can throw a light attack right afterwards, maybe throw him off. And as you can see, I just went into the shoulder bash quickly after that. The shoulder bash can just be activated by pressing A, then guard break. This will make him dodge and then go into the bash. If you make contact, you can do that chain that I just mentioned earlier with the light attacks. But if you hold this shoulder bash down, you can get the heavy in and get that 12 damage in. And once you get the heavy in, this sets you up to start up another chain. So I throw the heavy, and then I have the opportunity to start another chain after that. Because since I started that combo, that counts as a chain starter, and so that means that if I throw a heavy after that, it's going to be unblockable. But if you look closely, once I land the shoulder bash, I flash, and then after I flash once, I flash again when I swing. That means that I'm uninterruptible. That means if they swing and hit you, you're not going to be interrupted. This is really nice. And once they added this to Warden, I believe this really improved his 4v4 gameplay. That's why I think he's a lot better for 4v4s, a lot better than he used to be in the past, because he used to didn't have that. Now you can abuse this uninterruptible combo. So something I like to do with the shoulder bash, I like to hold it to the last second, almost to the point where the Warden is going forward a little bit. So I'm gonna hold it. As you can see, he's going forward a little bit, and then I cancel it. Let's try it again. Forward, cancel. Then you can guard break after that, maybe throw him in a wall, and then that'll set you up for another chain. You can go through with it or cancel it to put pressure on him to allow you to get a guard break in. Of course, once you get the guard break in, you can throw that heavy for even more damage. And what's so nice about Warden is once you throw that first attack, you always have that unblockable heavy in your back pocket. But let's go back to the shoulder bash real quick. So with the shoulder bash, there's something I like to do that's pretty wild. As I mentioned before, if you land this, you get a free heavy. So they're gonna be really antsy when you're holding that shoulder bash down, especially if you've been canceling it the whole time and threatening them with the guard break. So sometimes what you can do, now I don't do this a lot because it's a crazy ass move, but it throws people off sometimes. I'm gonna take the navigation off, tell this Warden to hold his position so I can get some distance between me and him. So when I get some range from him, let's say I'm going against an opponent that likes to dodge. So I'm holding this shoulder bash. Yes, I'm using a little bit of stamina, but ideally I don't wanna get close to him yet. He doesn't know when I'm gonna let this go. So hopefully you got him dodging even before he gets to you. And once he's stuck in those dodge frames, you wanna stop it, go into the Valiant breakthrough. This sometimes throw people off, but sometimes it can end up badly because they can parry it. But if you're dodging like this, trying to anticipate when I'm gonna hit the shoulder charge, when I do the Valiant breakthrough, which all I gotta do is dodge forward and press heavy attack. If you're in those dodge frames, you can't really do much to do anything about it. So if I'm holding this down and you're dodging thinking I'm gonna let this go at one point, I'm gonna do this to the last minute, cancel cover ground while you're dodging, and then start up a chain. And I'm not gonna lie, once I throw that unblockable heavy, I like to follow up with the zone afterwards, and then keep them on their toes by throwing it to the left right after that. Sometimes I like to throw the unblockable overhead, cancel, then hit them with the zone. And if, of course, if I have more stamina, I go to the left side and then try to throw them off. This bot is sitting to my right by default, so you're probably not gonna see that. Cancel, zone, go to the left, and then that gets them on their toes. Then I'm gonna generate my stamina back, maybe start shoulder bashing them. Sometimes when I'm shoulder bashing, I like to do it an absurd amount of times because they don't expect it. So if I hit this Warden 3 times, he's not gonna really expect me to hit him 3 times like this. I feel like on that 3rd time, if he's turtling up, he might let you hit him on that 3rd time. As you can see, I like to do it 3 times so you don't use all your stamina. But if you think he's gonna dodge on that 3rd time, because who does this 3 times in a row? What you do is hold it on the last one. So I'm gonna hit him with the shoulder bash, hit him again. Okay, he's thinking I'm gonna do it again. Hold it, he dodges. I hit him with the heavy. That's what you wanna do with Warden, but you wanna do the opposite if the guy is turtling. So if you think your opponent is turtling up a lot, all you gotta do is just go through it 3 times. Don't do it no more than 3. You're gonna run out of stamina unless you really need to finish them off. But if you get 4 in, you're gonna have a small bar of health afterwards. So keep that in mind. But sometimes they don't expect you to do it 3-4 times in a row. And it's kind of funny watching them just sit there getting hit. And something I forgot to mention is the max punish. Let's say you drain your opponent's stamina like I've done now. I'm gonna throw this Warden to the ground, throw a light attack, then a heavy attack. This will allow me to get the max damage in. Something else that Warden has is his unlocked attacks. As you can see, I'm gonna run at this bot unlocked and then I'm gonna throw heavy. It's gonna kind of like drag me over to my opponent. All you gotta do is press the heavy attack kind of near him and it'll like launch him over there. And then after that attack, you can actually lock on and then start an unblockable heavy after that. I'm unlocked, I hit him. This starts the unblockable heavy. I can go into something else. And also you can start the unblockable heavy by throwing a zone. So I'm gonna throw a zone. This allows me to go into the unblockable heavy. All right, so for the next move, we got the crushing counter. So whenever somebody throws an overhead attack, if you parry it with a light attack, it'll do the crushing counter. As you can see, that's the crushing counter. And you could follow up with a bash after that or an unblockable attack because it counts as an attack. As you can see, I can go through with this, then go to the shoulder bash. This is something I like to do. And just keep them on their toes. But I want you to keep in mind, you can only do this from the overhead position and you gotta make sure you press the light attack button, not the heavy attack button. You can still parry overhead attacks normally, but ideally, if you see it coming, you wanna do the light attack to get that crushing counter in to do that extra damage. But at the same time, if it's a light attack that you're parrying, you're gonna wanna get that heavy in. So parry that, get that heavy in, because if you get a light attack in, that's a guaranteed heavy on the opponent. And you can also use this to start up your chain as well. Some of Warden's downsides is that he has a simple kit, so this makes him sort of predictable in a way, and he also uses a lot of stamina with his moves. Like I said, the shoulder bash is the core of his moveset. That uses a pretty good amount of stamina, so you want to keep an eye on that. But you don't want to spam the shoulder bash. You want to make sure you get your parries down, because if you're the type of person that parries a lot, Warden would be perfect for you. And you really want to just change up your combos and your attack patterns, because like I said before, he has a small kit, so he can get pretty predictable at times. So you want to switch things up. That doesn't mean he's not good. He's actually a really, really good character, especially for one-on-one fights and if you're a new player. But if this video helped you out, let me know by hitting that like button. And if you really enjoyed this video, maybe even try hitting the subscribe button. With all that being said, I hope to see you in the next video.